Hi, everybody. Welcome to today's session. We're just going to wait a couple more minutes for everyone to join us. I can see the numbers are going up, which is great. Feel free to let us know in the chat where you're joining from, and also feel free to answer the poll that should be coming up on your screen. Let me know if you're able to see the poll. Welcome, everybody, to today's session. We're just going to wait a couple more minutes for people to join. I still see the numbers going up. You'll see in our chat we have everyone letting us know where you're joining from, and also we have a poll, so feel free to fill that out. So I see most of our participants today have tried the AI features, which is great. And for those who haven't, you'll get to see a little bit more about that.
Great. Do you want to launch the other poll? Let's launch the
Yeah.
other one so we can see. Cool.
So now we'll see what kind of IT professional, our demographic today, who's joining us. Let me know if you can see the second poll. Okay, I think maybe we can get started. I see the numbers are still going up a little bit, but we'll be respectful of all of your time who have joined us. So firstly, a big welcome to all of you. We're happy to have you back. If you're joining us today, it means you have some kind of interest in AI and how it can help you as an IT professional. Just to introduce myself, my name is Meira. I'm part of the customer success team here at Atera. And joining me, as most of you know, is my lovely co host and colleague, Jason, who's also part of the customer success, but more the customer success enabled team. You've definitely seen him on these webinars before. Um, like I said, today is our AI webinar. It's our introduction to our AI Masterclass, and it's part one of a two-part series. Part two will be next Thursday, same time, same place. So we hope to see you join us back for that one. Before we get started, just to remind you guys, if you have any questions, and we do recommend that you ask, we have a Q&A function on the side of your screen, or maybe at the bottom of your screen. You should be able to locate that and ask us any questions. This just means that we can have all of your questions in one place, and we can make sure we don't lose any of them and can answer them as we need to. Some of them Jason will answer live on the chat, and some of them will answer live at the end. So make sure to stay tuned for the live Q&A at the end. I think that's all for today, at least in just terms of the introduction, and we can get started with the presentation. Just give me a minute so I can share my screen with you guys.
I see most of the people we have here are MSPs. MSPs and IT consultants, 19 to 4. All the internal IT, you guys are outnumbered today. Call your friends for the next one. You lost this battle today, guys.
Guys, just checking you can see my screen with the presentation. Let me know if it's working for you. Perfect. Okay, great. So we can get started. So as I mentioned, today is our AIT Masterclass Introduction. Again, part one of our two-part AIT Masterclass series. We've changed up the way we're doing this. We used to offer it all in one, and now we're offering it as two separate sections or two separate webinar events. I'll be hosting again, and Jason will be our co-host and answering any questions that you have. So just a little bit about today's agenda. We have a series intro, we have an Atera brief, Atera AIT and what's that all about. And then we have a setup more on the actual Atera platform, a bit of a live demo setup there and a Q&A at the end. We encourage all of you to join us live in that setup section and open up your Atera dashboard, maybe in another window if you can, and join us and follow through with the setup. Again, this is just splitting our two webinar series into the intro, which is today, and again, the hands-on will be next Thursday. So we hope to see you back here for that one. Okay, so I assume most of you are Atera users, but for anyone who's on the newer side or joining us for the first time today, just to have a little bit of a look at the numbers, we serve customers in over 105 different countries, and we're serving around 23,000 IT professionals. So all of you today make up that number or some of that number. We have 4.2 million devices under our management, which gives us a great insight into the problems that IT professionals face, what the devices need, what all of you have questions about, or what your users need. So that really is a good space for us to figure out how to best serve our customers and you guys. And we have about 1 million tickets processed every month. I expect that number to go up with our AI functionality that's going to be coming out and soon for all of you guys to use as well. And then just at the bottom, all of our different stamps of approval from the different platforms and really showing you that, I mean, we know Atera as a well-rounded, top-rated platform, but just showing you that we have those qualifications as well. Okay, so AIT, it's been 10 years in the making. And how does this work for Atera? What does that mean for us? So in 2012, we really bet on AI from day one. You'll see here in the middle is our CTO and our DevOps in the back, starting in 2012 all the way back, really betting on AI. Something we're very proud of at Atera is being disruptors in the industry, and this is really part of that and part of our DNA. In 2017, we obtained our first patent, so you can see it does go really far back. In 2020, we accelerated our innovation and started really focusing more on AI and harnessing this capability. In 2022, as Jason likes to call it, the Big Bang of Atera, and you started seeing, the Big Bang of AI, and you started seeing AI come up in all different platforms and all different features, obviously with ChatGPT and OpenAI, etc. And then in 2023 is when we launched our AIT for our platform, which is obviously what you guys have all been seeing. And then in 2024, we have our AIT 2.0, some confidential things, but some exciting updates and new features in the works. I've seen and heard a lot about them, and I'm excited for you guys to see them all next year. Okay, so with AIT, you unlock 10x efficiency. That's really been our message and driving exponential impact across your entire organization. And how does this work for you guys? What is this doing for your businesses and for your workflows and processes? So just some comparisons for an industry benchmark versus Atera's AIT offering. So just looking at average response time. Average response time in an industry benchmark is around 7 hours. And with our AI-powered IT solution, we have about 3 seconds. And that's just the response for just a ticket, right? And now what about a resolution time? Like actually solving the ticket from start to finish. Industry benchmark is around 25 hours, which is almost like just over a full day. And with our AIT solution, it's about 10 minutes. So that's a big jump between the two. Now, obviously, some of it's probably more than 10x efficiency, but we're just staying safe here and saying, 10x efficiency, also 10 minutes could be less. could be around 20 seconds, maybe less than 10 minutes, but just to keep all bases covered, we've said around 10 minutes. So if you just compare the time that it's taken from, let's say, in comparison to an industry benchmark versus our AI offering, it really saves your technicians time, valuable time and energy and resources being able to use our AI functionality. So just looking at Atera overall, obviously it's our all-in-one platform, but now we're saying it's our all-in-one AI-powered IT platform. Everything that you need to service your end users and your customers as an IT professional. So we have our autopilot and our copilot, which are the two elements of our AI offering. We'll get more into those details next Thursday on the more hands-on workshop, but just also seeing, let's say, the PSA and the RMM features and functionality coming together to make it this all-in-one solution, this all-in-one pane of glass, everything from remote monitoring and management, help desk, ticketing, network monitoring, BI and analytics, the App Center, security, etc., and obviously supporting Windows, Linux, and Mac. So all of that above really does make it that the all-in-one pane of glass and that all-in-one solution that most of you know and love. So just having a small little breakthrough and a little more deep dive into the autopilot and the copilot. So our autopilot is our, let's say, first tier technician with superpowers. So you can imagine like a technician with a little cape. It's the first line of defense, and it's able to analyze issues, fix problems, and has an escalation mechanism for any tickets that need to be escalated further or any issues that need to be handled by a technician. It also has a bank of about 500 different actions and checks, which again is something we'll get into more on the deep dive and hands-on session next Thursday. Just in terms of some of the top 5 consuming requests or issues that like frequently come up for most IT professionals, things like access and permission and email being the top 2, followed by hardware, software, performance, and connectivity. And if we know these are some of the top 5 consuming issues and requests, how can we take some time away from the technicians that have to deal with this and kind of automate the process or have AI solve some of these issues and then really allow the technicians to have their focus somewhere else? Looking at the Copilot, so I'm not sure how many of you now, I haven't seen the latest numbers of how many of you have tested the AI capabilities within the platform, but those who have will have seen, let's say, ticket summaries and suggested replies already there, and one-click solution, meaning if you have, let's say, a big ticket and you want to come in and get the summary of that whole log of what's been going on, you can do that. You can have suggested replies and responses to the ticket as well as the solutions. We also have a sentiment analysis, which means, let's say your end user is really angry and typing in caps locks. You are able to have a sentiment analysis to say maybe how the user is feeling. And especially for MSPs, when you have SLAs and targets, maybe you want to answer those customers first before moving to ones that are happy and can wait a little bit more. We have ticket auto tagging, free text ticket scheduler, which I'm sure some of you have seen, as well as the SNMP configuration and recommendations, command line generator, and also, of course, our script generator. I hope a lot of you who have already tried the AI have tried this. I know a lot of customers I've personally spoken with have said that this script generator definitely cuts time for writing a script at least by 90%. Instead of having to write the code line by line, you're able to have the script generator do its thing and just spend the last, let's say, few minutes just testing it out and checking it just to make sure it's written correctly. So definitely really making everything you need in terms of providing IT and services more efficient for yourselves and for your customers and end users. Okay, we're going to move on to the setup side of things within Atera. If you just give me a moment, I'm going to open that up. And again, we invite you guys to open up your Atera dashboard as well. Just for transparency, I'm using our IT version of the platform or internal IT version of the platform. Those who are on the MSP version, again, everything will look the same. We have a service portal, which is something I'll be chatting about, but that's the equivalent of the customer portal. And anything else, if anyone's confused at any point, just let me know. If it looks a little bit different, again, I'm just using the IT version of the platform. So something I want to start, I don't know if this is sharing yet. One moment. Hmm. Let me know when you guys are able to see my screen. It should be sharing now. Yes, it should be working. So just in terms of some of the setup that you guys will need to have the AI working and being able to use the service portal or the customer portal as best as you need to for your customers, we'll start off with admin, going into the admin, and we'll start off with some email settings. Um, Here we go. So firstly, if you want to have an end user create a ticket by sending an email to, let's say, support@yourbusiness.com, you need to set up a forwarding rule. So you will take this email that's auto-generated over here, and you will set it up as a forwarding rule in your inbox for the email that you want your end users to email. So that's just step number one. The other options that you have are creating a new user on an incoming email, which means let's say you have maybe someone who's a new customer or a new employee, and they send you an email without having fully been set up on the system. That email will automatically create them as a user within a Terra. And you also have the other option to send an email to a newly added user. And something that we think is really efficient is sending them their, let's say, portal credentials. So you already, as they send you an email, you add them as a new user and you give them their portal credentials. So it's also taking a lot of that like manual work out of the IT department or the MSP's tech's hands. So something you can do here is you can choose the template that you want the email to be. We have a whole bunch of presets. This is a demo account, so we have some additional presets here. But for instance, it could be credentials you can choose, and you can choose what kind of template you want to set up. I'm going to open this. 1 second. Seems my sharing isn't fully cooperating. So let me try this again. No. So I will just go back into the admin and show you where to find it. You can go into your email templates. By default here, it looks empty, but if you click down, you should see all the options here of your credentials. I think you should see my screen. Yep. And you're able to create a template over here as well. So you can create the template that you want for the user. The next thing you would want to do is you have the ability to white label your service portal, your customer portal. So that means having your coloring, your logo. So you can choose here your color and your logo for your specific company so that it's not looking like an Atera service portal. And you can also add your company icon. This will show up in the help desk icon in the customer taskbar at the bottom of the screen. And it's just important to note that for the meantime, this is only available for Windows devices. So they will have this little company icon. It won't be a Terra's one, it will be your one, and they're able to access the service portal from there. Speaking of which, that's where I'm going to head to next. So we'll go into the service portal itself. Hold on 1 second. Just checking you all with me and we don't have any questions in the meantime, or Jason's taking care of that. Perfect. So just to have a look over here, this is your service portal. Again, this is what the end user is going to be using to create the tickets. So firstly, you can have your domain name URL over here, and you can just copy this over here and send this to your end users. If you want to have a custom domain or you have SSL, we have that available. And the best thing to do is just get in touch with us or our support team, and they'll be able to assist you with that. The next thing you have is your ticketing options over here. Again, this allows your end users to create a ticket through the support the service portal, and you have the option to have this on or off. Obviously, we think it's best to have it on so that you can have your end users or customers create tickets through the service portal. You can choose to have it enabled for all customers by default, so you would just leave it empty, or if you want only specific customers and not others, you can select those customers and you'll see it's enabled for these specific users. We'll just take it off so it's available for all of them. Next up, we have the knowledge base. So this is where you can create an internal knowledge base for your end users or for your customers that can really make them self-sufficient and help them answer their questions before they need to reach out to you. For instance, if you know some frequently asked questions that you get time and time again, and you know that customers or end users are able to do this themselves, you can create the knowledge base that helps them answer these questions for themselves or troubleshoot before they actually come to you, which means if they've tried everything and it's still not working and they come to you, then maybe the ticket does need to be escalated. Again, you have the option to allow it for all customers or all users, and you can also leave it empty as well. Next, we have the AI assistant. And this you can again also activate in your service portal, have it on or off. Obviously, we think it should be on. It's best for you guys as well. And this is the front tier or first line of defense support. It's the autopilot that we spoke about earlier, and it can give support, answer questions, execute certain tasks. And you have a few options of what you can do with the AI assistant. So, firstly, you can have the AI assistant ticket creation, which means that a ticket will automatically be opened when an end user initiates a chat with the AI assistant. Again, that's kind of best practice for us, especially for MSPs when you're wanting to monitor what kind of tickets are coming through. And I think for internal IT professionals as well. So, you can kind of get to see maybe which are frequently asked questions that are coming through the ticket, the AI ticket assistant. And then you also have the option to disable manual end user ticket creation. And this here says hide new ticket button to limit ticket creation via the AI assistant only, which basically means that you can hide the new ticket button option, and it means that the end user or the customer actually has to go through the AI assistant and can't just open a new ticket without going through the AI assistant or the autopilot. And again, this is really just about driving adoption, especially in the AI. It's included for all of you when it's fully available. So you may as well make sure your users get the most value out of it. And again, you also have the option to enable it for all users or leave it or select the users that you think need this AI functionality. Next up, we have the self-service actions, which also allows users to make some specific actions on their own. For instance, reset password, logout issues, a whole bunch of different stuff like that. We will get into this in more depth on our next session next Thursday, so I won't get into too many more self-service actions here. And next up, we have the software element, and this is really, really cool. This, I would say, is our combination of um, really the PSA and the RMM coming together. Obviously, the RMM having more of the software side of things, and this is kind of like a nice library that's pre-approved by you guys. And then the PSA element of being on the service portal or customer portal. And you may be thinking, what can be done with this? Let's say, for instance, a user is having trouble with one of the software that they have on their device, whether it's Zoom or maybe they're trying to download a PDF document and not able to do so. Instead of getting a technician to go and troubleshoot this, the AI assistant may be able to just realize that, you know what, they don't actually have Adobe Reader on their device. And then the user can go and come and just download it from here. Again, it would be a pre-approved software decided by you guys, but it's a nice library to have. And again, resolves the issue much faster and also takes away the need for a technician um, to come in and do troubleshooting when maybe the problem is quite simple and straightforward and just needs either a later version of the software or download some kind of software that wasn't on there before. So that really combines the two. Um, I think that's all that I have. Let me just stop sharing for a minute. I think that's all that I have in terms of this walkthrough. Jason, do you have anything else that you want to add to inside the walkthrough of Atero? Anything in terms of the AI? Maybe some questions that we're getting that you want to share?
Maybe we can do a bit of questions, and then maybe after that you can go through and show them the script generator and the
Sure.
command line. But there was one question here that maybe you can answer. I'm going to put it on the screen so everyone can see. Maybe we'll answer this live.
Yeah.
So
So the question from Douglas is, what is the general type of tickets you're solving in such a quick period of time? And does the AI have a point in the ticket solving process where it goes, okay, I need to get you over to a person? So Douglas, great question. So, I mean, in terms of the autopilot, which is the first line of defense, it can pretty much, let's say, um, look at and assess any kind of ticket, and it does have the ability to say, you know what, this needs to be escalated to the next level, which is also the co-pilot. But I suppose different kinds of needs for tickets. Jason, maybe if you can let that question come back up on the screen just to see if there's anything else I missed there, but a whole variety of different kinds of tickets, anything in terms of, let's say, maybe printer not working, or again, like I mentioned, if there's a software that's not available that needs to be downloaded on a laptop or a desktop, resetting passwords, those kind of things.
I'll add it's based on so what Mira said is completely correct. It's also based on the permissions. So certain permissions that you will not allow the users to do. One of the examples that we'll actually show you next week is adding someone to a distribution list in an email, for example, or uninstalling certain software might be something. Things that would require permission that you can choose. Those are things that would say the AI would say, "Hey, I can't answer this. I can't help you. I'm escalating this to a technician to further assist you." So those are kind of the things where it would escalate to the technician. Yeah, cool. There's another question here. Cool, there we go. Gonna put that on the screen. Cool, there we go.
Perfect. So with the knowledge base, how do we make sure clients only have access to their knowledge base that we create with their name? Brandon, this is a good question. I believe it's also in the permissions and the setup. And I think with the end user, like accessing the portal, they would only be able to see their tickets anyway. Like each end user can only see their tickets. And I believe that the knowledge base should follow the same rule. But Jason, if you want to add anything to that as well.
I think from my knowledge, I think that you basically create a knowledge base and that's what all the customers will see if you're an MSP. Let me just double check that. Give me a second. Knowledge base, and then if I create one. Give me 1 second if I can just share this. I think from my knowledge, it's shared with everybody. It's a good question.
It's a good question. We can double
We'll
while
find
Jason's
out. We'll
checking this.
find out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can double check this.
Cool.
In the meantime, while we're seeing if there's any other questions, does anyone want to put in the chat some kind of prompt that they would like the AI generator to run, and then I can give you guys a demo of that as well. Okay, let's see. So we have some good questions coming in here. I mean, some good suggestions. We can try this. Let's see. I'm just going to share my screen in a minute. 1 second. Okay, you guys can just let me know that you can see my screen and I will take you through the AI script generator. Just confirming that you should be able to see it. Firstly, obviously, all of our scripts that you guys know are here, or all of your scripts are here, and you also have the shared script library as well. But if you wanted to create a script using our AI generator, I will put in here, let's say, Mayor's test. Wow, spelling's not happening for me today. I'll just also put in test, and here you can write anything about the script itself. So for instance, I will say clear trash every Tuesday at 10 a.m. EST, and then I will click generate. Oops, let's see.
Let's refresh the page quickly. Remember, guys, it's still in it's not in its early stages, but Murphy's law. When you want to show something, Murphy comes in and says no. Also, Mira, you don't have to put anything here. The AI will auto
Yeah,
generate the
yeah,
script name and
it's a bad habit.
yeah.
Let's say clear all event logs. Okay, so something else you'll see here. Firstly, is this you get the actual script generated for you. Some of you are probably a lot better at scripting than I am. So if anyone can check it and let us know that it worked. But you'll also, as Jason mentioned, you'll see that the script name and the script description also auto generates from the AI itself as well. So that's for that thing. Anything else? Let's see. Someone asked for reset user password. We can try that one as well and see if we get a script for that.
I will also say that the question from before, that you can have specific knowledge-based articles for specific customers and specific sites. I posted the link to the KB underneath the question from Brandon, so you can go and find out how to do it there. Okay.
Perfect. Let's just see here. This one has now reset. I'll just clear this because I didn't clear it before. But if I had to generate it again, it would add in a script name and a script description. But you can see it's already changed the script for resetting a user password. Maybe I can just ask all of our participants who are joining us, has anyone tried the script generator before? Feel free to write in the chat if you've tried it, what you think about it. Mike says, yes, great. Mike would love to know what you think. I think I will stop sharing for the meantime and just move my screen and see any other questions we have here.
We have another one over here.
How does the AI respond to grammatical errors in ticket submissions if I have an end user who may not have the best spelling? Looks like me a few minutes ago, and he puts in a ticket. Will the AI be able to make sense of the gibberish? Douglas, also a good question. I believe it does. I believe it just overrides the spelling mistakes and can figure out exactly what was being meant. So shouldn't be a problem with that.
Indeed, that is correct. It's basically like using a ChatGPT, for example. It detects. Remember, it detects the strings of words, and spelling mistakes don't really matter.
We have some more responses in the chat saying people have tried it. See. Douglas, no worries about the spelling question. It's just sometimes when I'm trying to type, it doesn't always work for me. But yeah, it does work over the spelling. I see Mohammed said you tried it and you didn't. It occasionally had an error. Feel free to let us know what that error was. Maybe it just needs to be refreshed. Anything else you need, you can just let us know. Brandon, we can see I see your comment about the KB article. I can send it to you if you want, and just make sure you have it after the session and make sure it's working for you. Let me just check if we have any other questions in the Q&A or in the chat. Nope.
Maybe you can go through the command line generator, and then maybe a bit in. Yeah, I guess it will be showing more of the Copilot then.
Well, yeah.
Maybe the command line generator, an OID generator. That's a good one.
Perfect. Jason, maybe you can handle that for this part, and I'll see if there's any questions.
Got you. Got you. Cool. So let me just open up here. So let me first show you guys. Let me put this over here. Give me a second. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Do this over here. Okay. Cool. There we go. Let me put this here. So this was the first thing, guys. So if you do want to, like the question you asked, where you said for the knowledge base articles, you'll see over here when you add a knowledge base article. I think I have to put something here, whatever. You see over here it says sites. Okay, so you'll probably see customers there. So that's where you'll put the what's it called? That's where you'll put for specific customers, specific knowledge base articles specifically for them. And like I said, there's a KB that you guys can use for that. So the first thing is the command line generator, the CLI generator. basically working on the device, basically helping you if you don't know. I know that a lot of you guys might know command lines, show open ports, things like that, cd, dot, dot, things like that. So what this will do, if I can find a device that will be online, it's all online, but I want a specific one, maybe this one. So it works for command prompt, it works for PowerShell, and it works for SSH. And I think that's it. I could be mistaken. Let me find another one that I can show you guys. Maybe this one. Just so you guys know, this is a dummy account. So these are probably virtual machines that are not online. So I just need to find one that is online and not having much luck. Give me a second. Maybe this one. Look for me. Nope. Okay. Anyways, I'll think of a device that's online. But what I want to show you guys is the OID generator. Okay, so if I go here, I want to go device type. I want to do just SNMP. Okay, so basically, if you guys aren't aware, so with a Terra, you obviously can monitor as many devices as you want. So what will happen is, and you don't pay for them. So that's the beauty of a Terra. You pay per technician, not per device. So another thing that if you guys aren't doing, you guys are able to monitor routers, switches, firewalls, printers, things like that through OIDs. If you guys don't know what OIDs are, they're object, no, OID, object identification, something. So I forgot the acronym now.
Object identifiers. You're right.
There we go. There we go. I was close. So basically, to monitor a specific device, you need to have the OID because you're monitoring different things. Obviously, the device sends through different codes that code for a specific error or specific thing that's happening within an OID. So if you weren't aware that specific devices have specific vendors with specific devices have specific OIDs. Okay, so you can't, it's not just one size fits all. Each vendor has their own specific OIDs for their specific devices. So for this one, we know that we have a brother printer, okay? And what you'd have to do usually is you'd have to go into onto the vendor's website and search for it, okay? What we have here is we have this done automatically in the platform, and usually it's the top 10 that that load here. Let's just wait. It does take a bit of time to load, and basically it's just an easier way for you to get up and running your SNMP devices. Okay, so again, time saving, saving time, things like that. And I see that it's not saving me time right now. Let me refresh here again. Sorry about that. Let's try that again. Sorry, guys. My apologies. Okay, let me try that again. Probably also why the other device wasn't working. Let me go check again here. Okay, let's let that load for a bit. There we go. Okay, so here you see the OID values. So like I said before, you have a specific OID value that gives you a specific description of what it is. Okay, so this is very nice if you want to monitor things like up and down in terms of availability. Our availability is already built in over here on the left-hand side here. But for a printer, you will see that it'll generate things like printer page count, I don't know, and quite a nice tool that really, again, is just going to save you time when you're looking for specific OIDs for specific devices. Okay, cool. Let me see if I can go back and try and find your device. I want to show you guys the CLI generator. Let me see if I can do it for you guys quickly. Let's do, I just want PCs. That's all I want to see. I think front desk 2 worked for me last time. Otherwise, I'm going to try one device after this and then I'm done. I'm not going to sit and click through all of these for you guys. That one didn't work. I'm sure this one is the one that's supposed to work. Let's just give it a bit of time here. Maybe it will work. Anyways, I'll just describe for those of you guys who do have it available for you guys can go in and check it now. So things like show open ports will then generate the command line that will show open ports. Okay. Again, I know lots of you guys might know these things off by heart. But for those guys who don't, I'm one of them. That's one of the ways that you can just type what you're looking for, and then it should type in the command line that you're looking for. So I think, what else do we have? I don't want to show too much in terms of the messages, in terms of the co-pilots here. Mira, anything else that you can think of?
I don't think anything for the meantime. We had a question about monitoring printers and those kind of devices. So I've added that KB link in the chat or in the Q&A for anyone who asked and anyone who's interested. We did have a couple of questions and comments, Jason, about your hat. Seems like it's a real fashion statement. So if people are interested, I can try and find out how we can send them to you. Got a lot of comments on that. We
You
can
guys
start
need
doing webinars. Everyone can wear their hat, all the speakers, all the participants.
yeah.
Make a nice
You guys,
community out of it.
I can autograph this one, but then I'm selling it, guys. I'm starting bids. No, I'm joking. Just kidding.
Yeah, if you see the comments, they're on fire about your hat. But also, Kirk gave a great comment that said the OID generator is pretty nice stuff. Kirk, I'm glad you feel like that. Yeah, we have a lot of interest in the hat. Amazing. I'll find out about that. You attend the webinar, you get a hat.
We'll do our best. I really want to show you guys this. I really want to show you the CLI generator, but it's just not giving me what I want to see. Okay. Anyways, I'm throwing in the towel. Okay. I think that's about it in terms of what we want to show today. Mira, take it back.
Perfect. So I'll just say I think that's everything we wanted to cover with you guys today. As mentioned, this is part one of a two-part series. So next Thursday, same time, we'll be having more of a hands-on deep dive kind of workshop into AI. We'll be showing you more on the co-pilot side of things. And doing a lot more of different scenarios that you can see how the AI works. I hope you've all registered for that, and if you haven't, I hope you'll join us. I think in a minute we'll just put the poll up. I should be able to, I mean, the survey as well for you guys to answer and just give us feedback and let us know how this was. Should already be up, I think. Yep, Jason says it's up. Great. And I think then that's probably all for today. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this. We've also given you some time back. I know how precious and valuable time is for all of our IT professionals. So I hope it was valuable. Let us know any comments on the chat. Douglas is holding out for the hats. We'll try our best.
Cool.
Thanks everyone for joining us today.
Thanks everyone. Have a good day.
Bye guys.